And he says to Craig Blomberg in the debate, I'm not one of those angry atheists. I want you to know that. And he's an atheist, so it's funny.
With regard to extraordinary evidence or extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, how could you believe in a resurrection? That's an extraordinary claim. You'd need extraordinary evidence. What's your response to that?
Well, my first thing is I begin to tell people this right off the bat. I'll say, look, I don't know what your definition of extraordinary evidence is, but I've talked to you long enough to know that extraordinary evidence for you means evidence that I will deny no matter what you produce. No matter how strong it is, I'll say you don't have enough. And if I give you things you can't answer and you come up with doofus type answers, you're going to say it's not strong enough. You're not going to believe no matter what. And let me tell you the reason you're not going to believe no matter what. You're probably an emotional or maybe a volitional doubter. Don't ever think for a moment that atheists and agnostics don't doubt. You know, Bart Ehrman has said, he says, I wake up sometimes in a cold sweat in the middle of the night, wondering if there's no afterlife or if I'm going to meet God in judgment. That sort of species thing. Don't tell me, why are atheists so angry? And you go, well, we're not angry. I've got a debate here to my left in one of my books where an atheist is debating a well-known New Testament scholar, Craig Blomberg. And he says to Craig in the debate, the guy's got a PhD, which is kind of rare for an atheist, but like most atheists who are those skeptics, there's not anything in the field that's relevant. But he's got a PhD. And he says to Craig Blomberg in the debate, I'm not one of those angry atheists. I want you to know that. And he's an atheist, so it's funny. It's their emotions. It's their claim for emotional extraordinary evidence is A, can't be reached because of their presuppositions, and B, probably because of their emotions. And I'm going to give them data that they cannot. And if they go, well, here's the problem with resurrection. It's not just resurrection. You have to believe in another world. You've got to believe in Middle Earth, Narnia, or Oz. You've got to believe there's an Emerald City out there somewhere. And I'll go, time out. Have you ever heard of near-death experiences? And there are over 300 heavily. People can scoff. They can say what they want. I don't know a field. I think NDEs might be the strongest natural kind of data available. And it says there's another world. I mean, how do you know that? Well, when I was up above my body, I was watching you and you were crying. And I kept saying, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. And you never once looked up at me and said, yeah, I know, I can see you. I was somewhere where you couldn't talk to me and couldn't reach me. I was another reality. And I felt great. And there's over 300 cases where something's going on, by the way, in the presence of measurable, that's all we can say, measurable, no heart, no brain. And they're experiencing things that they report that can be verified. So if they want to know about another world, that's extraordinary. That's extraordinary evidence.